than normal. I've also got sweets and lots of drink. So, yes. Now, Gary has actually done the pre-quiz round thing today, and it's catchphrase, but he's done it with GIFs. And the problem with the GIFs is that PowerPoint won't let me show all 36 of them at once because it just crashes, because PowerPoint wasn't designed for that many GIFs, Gary. So if you aren't, if you're registered to submit your answers online, just use the link on the right. If you're not, then you'll be able to see them in the pre-quiz round answer sheet. If you don't want to register, you can just click on the sheet and you'll at least be able to see the questions then, because I'm not able to show them on the actual video feed. But you don't need to log in or anything. You just click on the second link on the right hand side, and you'll be able to see all the GIFs on there. I don't know where the GIFs are actually from. Gary should probably comment, otherwise I'll get done for copyright and not saying where they're actually from. I feel like I saw ITV on one of them, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to start the quiz for about 7 minutes, just to let people join. That's Gary telling me he's not ready and to hold on. Well, tough. Should have been ready. I was ready. Cheers. Oh yes, I'm using my new laptop this time, which came, so I shouldn't have any issues with performance or anything like that. So, yes. Hello, William, if you would like to comment your name. Hello, Cake or Death. We have 18 viewers currently. We will be starting the quiz in about 6 minutes. And like I say, if you want to register for your answers to be marked online, use the link, the top link on the right hand side, and then the second link that I've posted will allow you to put your answers in for the pre-quiz round. If you don't want to register, just click on the second link and you'll at least be able to see the pre-quiz round. Yeah. Hello, Tracy. Welcome back. And hello, Brixie. And hello, Anushka. Don't forget to share with all your friends. We've still got 5 minutes before we start, so there's time for them to join. If you want to make a team over Skype or whatever, that is fine. So what's everyone been up to this week? I've been sort of preparing for moving house. We're moving over to Newcastle. We're hoping on the 20th of June, although I've not even seen the place yet. We're going to visit it tomorrow, which is quite exciting. So yeah. I ended up sunbathing with a foot spa with foot salts in the other day, and I was out for about 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that, and ended up burning pretty much everywhere. So luckily it's not all rubbing off yet, but yes. Just because it's sunny doesn't mean you can sit in it all day long without sun cream. Oops. You wouldn't be able to tell with this camera, would you? I look like I've never been in the sun. I have to say that the chips were very good this week from the pub. Yes, Cake or Death, I believe, has been doing an hour's walk every day since, well, since near the start of lockdown anyway, which is pretty good, especially for him. I certainly couldn't keep that up. Hello, Stu. Welcome back. We missed you last week. The chat was almost dead last week without you. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes. If you just want to play for fun, that is fine. If you want to have your questions marked, then you can use the top link that I've put in the right-hand chat. The second link down will give you access to the pre-quiz round. And then I should probably share the link for the answers to the actual quiz. This is where you can submit your answers. Gary, I've no idea what that means. If you're asking Stu, then no, he won't be. He knows too much and he'd make everyone else feel, really dumb. So he doesn't like to publish his scores. Walking isn't always fun. Most of the time it's not. To me, anyway. Apparently there's some gene or something that means that some people that run get like it releases like some more endorphins or something than normal. And that's why some people love running so much that they do it all the time. I certainly don't get that. Exercise doesn't seem to be my thing. However, 2 minutes and then we will start. We have 28 viewers. That's pretty good. Well, to be fair, I did spend 3 hours mowing and trimming Gran's lawn the other day, so that actually felt like quite a big workout. And I have walked to Brampton a couple of times. And I mean, was it last week? Yes, last week I spent about 3 days sanding and adjusting and painting some old chairs ready for moving into Newcastle. So that felt like exercise. Crouching all day. However, 1 minute, 29 viewers. Like I say, if you want to register using the top link, then please do, and you'll get all your answers marked. Don't know how many teams we've got registered. Oh, we've got quite a lot of teams registered this week. That's pretty good. We've got a little thing this week as well, so the team scores will alternate on the screen, so that should be pretty good. Yes, I hear Virgin Media's not been doing so well lately. I don't have Virgin Media, but I have a feeling that it could be something DNS related, because I'm fairly sure that's when one of my friends was saying that their internet was down, it was only loading web pages that wasn't working, but it was working for other things that didn't require DNS. So perhaps that's the issue. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming quality. Can you still hear me? Please do tell me if you can hear me okay. I'm not on Virgin. Why is it that the moment I mention Virgin Media, my PlusNet broadband is playing up? Well, potentially that. If there's any issues with my streaming, let me know. And we'll delay the start for 2 minutes just while we make sure that this stream is okay. Good. Right. Okay. Right. If there are any issues, do stop me during the quiz, and I'll try and decrease the bandwidth or something. So maybe it is DNS related then with Virgin. I don't get why they can't just forward it to 1111 or something like that. However, right, if I'm working now, then let's dive into the quiz. So, starting off with general knowledge, question 1. Which sitting US president was defeated by Jimmy Carter? And as you can see just below here, the scores will be alternating. Well, the teams will be alternating, so you'll be able to see who has got what scores throughout the game as Gary marks them, if you're submitting them, that is. Gary, I suggest that you change your DNS server to something like 1111, or what I find more reliable, Alex won't like it, Google, which is 8888. Yeah, or just use 4G. You know, sometimes I find 4G is faster than Wi-Fi, which doesn't make sense because it has a much higher ping. But, hey. Question 2. In which war did the desert rats fight against the desert fox? I'm going to hold off my sweeties. In fact, for those of you who have only just joined, I have sweeties. But I'm going to hold off until the end, until the break, I think. You can't get into the quiz form. Right, okay, so if you haven't registered, use this link. If you have registered and you want the pre-quiz form, use that link. And if you haven't, if you want the actual quiz answers form, use that one. And if you're unsure, then ask Gary, because Gary's the one that thought it would be a good idea to do this. And you know. Oh yes, I've had a haircut. Mum cut my hair. It took a lot of persuading, but I did get there. So I mean, I possibly should have put some spray or something in it, but hey, it sort of works okay. So Gary is saying, everybody refresh your answer forms because he fucked up. He didn't say he fucked up, but he did. I'm going to have a look at them because I'm just going to check it's working. The teams are on there for me, so I suggest you refresh, as Gary says, and hopefully they will show up. A cocktail! Ooh, very nice. I had a cocktail last week. It was a take on your St. Clement's Spritz, but I didn't have various ingredients, so I mixed them up a bit. Hello, Sam! Yes, it is quite a trim. It was very long. I did record it, actually. If you're interested in seeing a time-lapse of it, then do let me know and I can upload it. Okay, so moving on to question 3. Africa's longest river flows into which sea? Well, I'm sure Mum will be very pleased to know that. Maybe I can save on a haircut and just get her to cut it every month now. I feel like hairdressers are going to get a big rush of people going in and then less people overall, because people will have realised that it's a lot easier than it looks to cut hair. Okay, question 4. In 1960, which country became the first to elect a female Prime Minister? I'm fairly sure I've given the link that you gave me. You can check them if you want. I mean, it might be easier in future if you just put all the links in the side and I just don't do any work. I mean, that is your job, you know, as a what are you? Technical stage manager or something? Stage manager, I'm sure that's what you are. It's your job to do this for me. Rhubarb, ginger, turmeric, valerian root, pepper infused with the gin and tonic with lots of ice. That does sound pretty good, actually. If you wouldn't mind dropping off a picture at the gate, that would be good. Question 5. What was the final film in the Carry On series? I have the entire collection of the Carry On films because they are amazing. And if you're young and you haven't seen them, you need to watch them. They are very good. In fact, that's... I think they're all in the attic, actually. I don't think I've actually got any DVDs down here. I've got them all on my computer. I mean, are they even worth taking to Newcastle, the DVDs? Maybe if I get a bookshelf, they would be. And I've got loads of books to take over. Who knows? Question 6. Which soul singer was the title of a hit single in August 2015? So the name of the singer was the title of a song in 2016. What was it? It was a very good song, I might add. So, Eggs Quarantine. Very good, yes. Not So Great Expectations. I like that as well. Question 7. How many riders make up an Olympic show jumping team? An Olympic show jumping team, not an Olympic show jumping team. Where is... There it is. It's really hard when you know you've got a bag of sweets not to eat them, even if you know you're only got to wait 15 minutes. And don't worry if you've missed any of these, we will be going over them again at the end of the round. Question... when I find the right window. Question 8. Which footballer won his 100th England cap in 1959? If anybody actually follows football, they might be able to explain what an England cap is and how they're able to get 100 of them. Is that special? I don't know. I don't like football. Do let me know if the quality of the quality of the video and audio and everything is up to scratch. I'm just using my laptop webcam and and microphones. Thought we'd give that a go. Certainly a lot easier to set up than a full camera. Well done, Sarah. I'm assuming you're ex-quarantine then. Question 9. Which female singer released the 2012 album Fall to Grace? You know, I have a feeling that a lot of these questions in this quiz are music related. Well, I mean, we've got a music round, but there's at least 2 in the general knowledge that are music related, so I must have been in a very musical mood when I made it. Oh, and if anybody is looking for something good to watch on Netflix, Into the Night is absolutely amazing. It's the first Belgian Netflix series, but it's got English. It's dubbed in English. It's very, very good, and it's basically where the sunlight basically kills you, so they're continually flying in nighttime to try and avoid dawn, basically. It's very, very good. Question 10. Which royal palace was the start and end point of the London 2012 Olympic cycling time trial? And if anybody can recommend anything similar to Into the Night, then that would be greatly appreciated. I'm in the mood now for post-apocalyptic films. Question 11. How many points would the word quizzing give you in Scrabble without bonus tiles? Are people playing lots of Scrabble at the moment? We played quite a few games at the start of the lockdown, but less so now. I was also promised a game of Monopoly with my parents, but I didn't think that was a good idea, but maybe I should hold it to them. What is Ophelia about? Ah, well, okay, let's spell it correctly, should we? That would be a good idea. Bear with me. There we are, quizzing with a double Z. But I love Monopoly. One of the best things, aside from not having to go to school, of the 2005 power cut was that we basically had 3 days of no power and Monopoly by candlelight with the neighbours. It was great. I suppose the downside of this lockdown is you can't play Monopoly with your neighbours, and there's no need for candlelight. So can we just have the power cut back, please, instead? So yes, quizzing with Quizzing. No bonus tiles. What Italian word for scratched drawing can be found on walls all over the world? Deep breaths, Stu. Deep breaths. Hey, 40 viewers. Welcome, anybody. We're only on the first round and we'll be going through the questions in a sec. So don't worry if you're late. If you want the sign-up links and things, I will just put them back in now. You don't need to use these links, but if you wish to have your quizzes marked for you, there are 3 links in that mess that I've just typed. And one of them is a registration form, one of them is for the pre-quiz round, which you have plenty of time to answer, basically until the end of the quiz. And the other one is to answer the questions throughout the quiz. So, question 13. Name the 3 particles that make up an atom. You will get a point for each in this one. That's true, actually. There is only one Z. Ooh, a double-sized Scrabble game. That sounds pretty good. Guaranteed I'd just end up with 7 E's, but... Gary, you really should make sure these work properly. Question 14. What is the procedure called where an anaesthetic is injected close into the spinal cord? Or close to, not close into. I feel like that might hurt more than the anaesthetic is meant to help. I'm assuming you're referring to question 13 is saying must be a number. Gary, over to you. How's everyone's hay fever doing? Because I've traditionally had really bad hay fever with hardly being able to see and sneezing and asthma and stuff like that. But I've given up dairy since sort of last July, I think. Well, I say that. I've not given up cheese, although I'm trying to now. But I've not had milk, so cereal and tea and stuff like that. I've not had milk in it. I've had oat milk instead. And I haven't had an issue with hay fever at all. So I just wondered if anybody else is managing. Gary says to refresh your pages and make a note of your answers. Oh dear, Gary. Well, I've hardly been affected at all through well, this year, which is pretty good. Okay, can we have a moment? If you want to have a moment, you may have a moment, but don't break down too much. They are actually designer hay fever glasses, Sam. They are designer. Your mum should love them. Probably cost more than a designer handbags. Oh, Gary says if you submit now and then refresh and resubmit again after a refresh, that works too. I have no idea who Martin McCutcheon. I think that's an inside joke between them. Moving on to question 15. What is a female sheep called? And for those of you that missed them, these are the questions from the first round. I will leave them up for about a minute. I would also like to remind you that if you would like to donate to charity, you can use the link that I'm going to put in a sec. and it's a Barclays Ping It link, so it's perfectly safe. And we will put 100% of the of what we are donated into a charity which we will be choosing, usually on Gary's form. The winner this week so far is the Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. So that's where your money will be going, by the looks of it, if you do want to donate. Okay, so let's move on to the next round. Let me just put that back. This next round is in this year, so these all relate to what year is this. In what year did Leonardo DiCaprio win his first Oscar? If anybody's struggling with answering or anything, do let me know. If anyone's just joined, you're welcome to keep playing. I can go through, answer some things, or you can scroll back through and catch up. Question 2. In what year was Facebook founded? I watched a video this morning about someone that bought $30,000 worth of lottery tickets and then filmed himself scratching them all. And he won about $20,000, which meant he lost about $10,000. So what does that say about playing the lottery? Question 3. In what year did the Beatles release their Abbey Road album? Another music question. And question 4. In what year did Kylie Minogue leave Neighbours? MySpace. I haven't heard that word for a while. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? Question 5. In what year was President Kennedy assassinated? And question 6. In what year did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister? What an unfortunate day. But let's not get into that one. Question 7. In what year was the final Harry Potter book released? And I mean the main Harry Potter series. I also mean the book, not the films. Ooh, some people have some scores. Exciting. Question 8. In what year did the first episode of Eastenders air? Yes, people have scores. As I said at the start, you're not putting scores on yours because you would get them all right and make people feel bad. Oh dear. Oh stew. That's a point. Yeah, there's probably been. Well, I think to be fair, they probably found a way through anyway. Question 9. In what year did Elvis Presley marry Priscilla Beaulieu? That's got to be a fake name. Pretty bad one at that because nobody can pronounce it. That's why the government's got no money, because drug dealers have been furloughing themselves. Beaulieu. Okay. This is why I don't go to France. Question 10. In what year was Anne Boleyn beheaded? I feel like I don't. Question 11. In what year was the Battle of Hastings? Now you should all get this one. I hope you've paid attention in history class. Oh, I'm desperate for these jelly snakes. Question 12. In what year did the English Civil War begin? Something I don't think I actually did in history. So, very well done if you know this one. Yeah, you wouldn't need to put flaws in then, would you? I feel like I should have rum in my cans of Coke, but I can't be bothered to get rum. Question 13. In what year was NATO formed? What, NATO? What's wrong with NATO? I'm not going to call it NATO, am I? NATO. It's NATO. I have been to my mother's hair. Yeah, she cut my hair. False teeth in 20 years. Fuck off, Stu. I won't have false teeth. Actually, to be fair, I think false teeth would make life a lot easier. The dentist that I used to have when I was at secondary school did a filling, and my teeth were fine before then, and after he did that filling, I've had trouble with them ever since. But I mean, they're okay now as long as I don't have very hot or very cold food, thanks to Jim Fotheringham in Brampton. Well, yeah, but then you're drinking cocktails and you drink a lot of beer, so, you know. Question 14. In what year was the Battle of Waterloo? Question 15. In what year was the first Terminator film released? And there is a list of questions for those of you that missed them. It is now half time, so if you need to go for another drink, such as really nice sugary cans of Coke, or the toilet, then now is the time to do so. Don't forget to submit your answers to Gary, and he will mark them so that your scores can be shown live. Just to embarrass you all. I can open my jelly snakes. Who doesn't love a good jelly snake? You've got crumble. I won't crumble. So what's everyone been up to this week? Anything exciting? Oh, you're delivering Hermes, are you? Interesting. You're pretty good at getting jobs, Gary. I'm going to have to find something in Newcastle because I've resigned from my job here, but I don't really fancy driving around Newcastle. No, throwing them through windows and into ponds and bins. Well, I'll have to try and send more things through Hermes so that you can come and drop them off, Gary. At least you're not working for Yodel. I think they're probably worse than Hermes. I dropped something off to Hermes today, actually, so if you're picking anything up from the BP garage heading out along the airport road... Auction house. Random Hermes parcel. Could be worth hundreds, could be worth £1. Oh, well, I don't live in Botcherby, so you'll have to come out to Castle Carrick and we can sit 2 metres apart on the village green. Ah, he lives in Brampton, does he? I know he's our regular. He's the one with the big beard. Wow. That is funny. No, Stu, this is Hermes, not herpes. Right, well, if we're all ready to start round 3, film and TV. Hello. I will, well, you know what? They can catch up. Question 1. What film marked Quentin Tarantino's directional debut? They are really good snakes, these. Question 2. Who was the first Disney princess? Currently in the lead, we have Big Fact Hunt at 40.5 points. I didn't even realise I was giving out half a point, but Gary seems to like giving you half points. I would just be mean and say no. Question 3. Which actress was born Norma Jeane Mortenson? Mortenson, even. I believe that yes. The answer to this, the name always reminds me of Goodnight Sweetheart. Although she wasn't in it, I don't think. No, I don't think that's right, Gary. You know, because I know a Gary Ashbridge and a Gary Elvin, and they're completely different people. Just because I got the first name right doesn't mean that I'm talking about the right person. You're too lenient. You must whip them into shape. Question 4. Which film contains the line, "You cannot handle the truth"? It's fine. Keep it as it is in this for this quiz. I was just saying, you know, I'm rough. I'm bad cop. You're obviously good cop. Someone come and take these snakes away. Is anyone interested in some Ethernet home plugs? Got them on eBay at the moment. Question 5. In Pulp Fiction, what was the name of the fictional TV show that starred Mia Wallace? Who is Adam? I'm sure it's Simon Says, not Adam Says. Good spell in the audiobook I've been... well... yes. Anyway. Audiobooks are great. Question 6. Which two comedians starred in the TV series Peep Show? We have had £6 donated so far tonight. Thank you to everyone that has donated. I'll put the link in again just in case anybody else wants to. And as I say, today it's going to the Battersea Dogs and Cats Home as voted by you all. Question 7. Which TV show and film was set on Tracy Island? I expect you all to get this right. Sounds like another pay. So it is now 2, 3, 6, 7, £8. Thank you. And question 8. Ted Rogers starred alongside Dusty Bin in which 1980s game show? I'm trying to think which. Mum was introducing me to an old TV show that Terry Wogan started. I think was it from the 70s? It's ancient anyway. Question 9. What is the name of the dance troupe led by Ashley Banjo that won Britain's Got Talent in 2009? Don't you find it kind of ironic that it's called Britain's Got Talent, but it's judged by by Britons. So they would say that we've got talent. And question 10. What is the name of the pub in Emmerdale? Am I high? Oh, Stu is high. Unless Richard is, but I can't imagine that. He's high enough without taking anything. For those of you who don't know Richard, just imagine a very tall Santa that's not quite as chubby. Question 11. What is the name of the character played by Simon Gregson since 1989 in Coronation Street? Oh, that's my point. Like, you can't get England to judge England's talent. You should get, like, 3 judges from around the world to judge whether England has talent or not. Just saying. Well, I don't mean underweight, but just not as overweight as Santa. You know what I mean. You know him. Question 12. Let's move on. Which children's TV show featured George the tortoise and Bonnie the dog? I have watched Eurovision, yes. It's incredibly political. But at least it's judged from people around the world. Well, around Europe and Australia. What did Stu not miss? 13. Who coined the phrase, "Oh, you are awful, but I like you"? I know, it's not fair. And we were planning a Eurovision party as well. We were going to get Alex Westberg, who hates Eurovision, to host a Eurovision party. Question 14. Which TV cooking franchise features John Turodi and Greg Wallace? Well, he is. Because he's so tall, he doesn't have the big, Santa-like shape. If he was smaller, he maybe would. I don't know. I hope he's not watching. Turodi. John Turodi. Is that dig myself a hole to just hide in? Question 15. Who was the subject of the 1995 BBC Panorama interview that attracted 22.8 million viewers? That is an awful lot more viewers than views of my quiz. Then maybe he should spell his name as such. I do say. Yes, how is RJ? I hope he's not got a baseball bat for me. Well, no, because mine makes sense. Wid, do, son. If you need to have the double D, otherwise it would be widoson. You need the double D, wid, do, son. However, moving on. Oh yes, those are the answers. If you need any, sorry, not the answers, the questions. If you need to catch up on any, I'll leave them up for about 30 seconds. Okay, so now we have science and technology. Who invented the World Wide Web? I do apologise if we've had this one before. I didn't think we did, but I couldn't remember. A catchphrase has two parts to it. Stop. You'll stop when people are doing the first two words. That is worth half a point for not the full. Okay, read what Gary says. I think he means that it's not just a single word, it's several words. Who's Australian? Widowson. Widowson. It's just the right amount of D's. I don't know why people find it so hard to spell. Question 2. Which storage device preceded the CD? Also known as the compact disc. No, it wouldn't, because you've got a vowel and then one consonant and then another vowel, so that would be Y. It would be I, not I. So it does need the two Ds. Did you not do grammar? Or English or spelling or whatever it's called? I'm going to leave this conversation now. I'm going to let you fight this out. Yes, I know what a widow is, honestly. No. Well, I mean, you could put music on it. But I don't think it was generally used. Question 3. Bronze is an alloy primarily consisting of what two elements? But there's a grammar question. Would you say what two or which two? Because I think I would normally say which two. But I don't actually know what's right or whether it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think it's which. Yeah, I thought so. It does matter, although you, Stu, are generally not the most reliable when it comes to British saying, with your Zs and your backwards dates. Oh dear, oh dear. How far away is the moon? 384,400 kilometres, 3,840,400 kilometres, or 38,400 kilometres? Are there any astrologists? We used to have someone, the first few weeks we had someone that was into astrology, but I don't think they've been on for a while. My mispronunciation of what? I said moon. Although I could go Welsh and call it the moon. We used to be, well, I still am occasionally, on a Minecraft server hosted by a Welsh person. And we heard him on the chats one day just say, "Have you seen the moon?" It was hilarious. God, I love the Welsh. Everything sounds better in Welsh. Question 5. Which planet in the solar system is closest to the sun? Which planet in the solar system is closest to the sun? I really need to go back to Wales to pick up the accent, I think. But that might be a while now. I have to get rested. That's probably the only planet you can remember, Stu. I won't say that. Question 6. Energy in a sound wave can be measured using what unit of measurement? And it looks like Team TARDIS is winning at the moment with 55 points. Do you prefer doing it this way, where your answers get marked and you can see them on the screen? Is that helpful? More interactive? Question 7. What is nitrous oxide also known as? Clue, Pink Panther. Please don't what, Alex? Ha ha, Stu. One you know, then. Okay. Question 8. Which physicist developed E equals mc squared? You must have guessed right. So we've got Big Fact Hunt in the lead with 63.5 points, and Team TARDIS in second place with 55, and Tomby with 53 points in third place. Yeah, we've got a lot of people registered this week, which is quite good. Question 9. The Earth's atmosphere consists of mostly which gas? I really wish someone could come and take these snakes away. We've escaped. I'm going to die. Snake, anyone? I'm going to hide them. I'll remember them when I wake up and then have them for breakfast, probably. Ooh. I get to visit my house tomorrow. Well, hopefully. If it's nice, I'll take it. Question 10. Which Swedish scientist invented dynamite? Kaboo! I feel like I was halfway through swallowing a worm, so that sort of trailed off a bit there. I was trying to do a Valiant. What's his name? The guy that's always trying to go kaboom in Valiant. I should watch Valiant. In fact, Liam, we're going to watch Valiant tomorrow. 60 miles. Well, tomorrow I'll be a lot closer, but... Gary, you might want to check Ben Talks Movies. He claims that Eggs Quarantine should have more points. They're on 22. Question 11. Oh no, there is no question 11. So those are the questions. I will leave them up for 30 seconds, and then we will go on to the music round. Hello. Music! Question 1! Ooh, interesting. Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines cost them $7.4 million in a lawsuit. Who was the artist they originally... allegedly copied? It's fine. We like to stress Gary out. It's fun. That's what he's there for. Oh, so it is. It hasn't slipped down. Oh well. I can manage with that. Thank you, Stu. Okay, question 2. Which singer had a hit with Thrift Shop? Can I repeat the question? Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines cost them $7.4 million in a lawsuit. Who was the artist they allegedly copied? I can say it, I just got mixed up. Anyway, question 2 is which singer had a hit with Thrift Shop? Where's Jasmine today, Sam? She normally puts a comment in. I said Vicky. As in Vicky, his song. We're moving on to question 3 now, because you're just being mean. Who released an album in 2015 called Rebel Heart?
Robin Thicke. Robin. Thick. Robin thick.
Well, in that case, he doesn't need to put an E on the end of his name, does it? Does he? Question 4. Which musical instrument was Stradivari a maker of? Stradivari. Was he in Italian, perhaps? Stradivari. Yay, hello, Jasmine. Turnberry Massive is winning now with 68 points. Does that mean that, Gary, are your parents playing? Or is that your sister and her boyfriend? Yeah, well, I don't see you complaining. Question 5. Which singer had a 2017 hit with Praying? Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it, that they're playing as Kelly and David, mainly Kelly. Oh, dear. Well, hello, Gary's parents. Good to see you joining in. It is a long time since I've seen you, but probably be a long time since I get the chance to, given we're all on lockdown. Question 5, 6 even. Which singer had a hit with Chained to the Rhythm? I've been through 3 cans of Coke tonight, and I'm out. Well, I'm not. Problem is, I don't seem to like it as much at the moment, because the fridge that I usually keep in the back, which I use as a beer, well, Dad uses it as a beer, I use it as a drinks fridge, but is usually set to very cold, so the drinks are lovely. But when you put the cans of Coke in the normal fridge in the kitchen, they're just not as cold. So anyway, George is meant to be fixing it for me, so hopefully he gets a chance when Lynn's not giving him lists of jobs to do. I did have a go, but I'm not quite as good with electronics. Question 7. Which wind instrument means little in Italian? Mustache bit. I mustache. It's very short, so I suppose I could keep it. Just means I have to put a thing on, a guard on to... Yeah, but I could, I guess. So much effort. Question 8. Which rapper released an album called 4 to 4-4? Well, 4. I assume that's meant to be 4 minutes 44 seconds, but 4-4-4. Ising a handful of names good for it. No idea what that is. Yeah, well, I usually cut mine off because I don't like it, but... Well, actually, I did, because when Mum cut my hair, I trimmed my beard right down, so it's only had like 4 days to grow. So that's why it's quite short. I did let it get quite big, but then as Sam put it, I looked like a Muslim, which isn't a bad thing, but I do think it looks better shorter, to be honest. Oh, right. Gary would like you all to hand in your pre-quiz sheets if you've finished them. Question 9. Which pop star released his first solo single in 2017 called Sign of the Times? We are on the music round, which is round 5. Question 10. Who had a hit? Somebody that I used to know. I might also point out there are 35 of you watching. Please give me a like, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. The more likes I get, the more likely my video is to be shown to others, which would be kind of nice. I want all the watch hours I can get, and really I need to somehow get to 1,000 subscribers to be a YouTube partner, but not doing too well with that. I'm only on 150. Well, I might be on more than that now, actually. Should I have a look? Thank you to anyone who's just subscribed, and yes, I am 150 still. And thank you to those who have been subscribed for a long time. It does mean a lot to me. Question 11. Which music festival did the Foo Fighters, Ed Sheeran and Radiohead headline in 2017? It's not meant to be millennial biased. These quiz questions, these music questions, in fact, a lot of the questions from this quiz are actually taken from a quiz book that I have, that I got at Christmas. So if it is biased towards millennials, then blame Sainsbury's. Question 12. What was the name of the song released by Iggy Azalea and Rita Ora? The problem is I can't... Well, I could put maybe 1 or 2 Music on the Mark questions in, but I feel like half the people from this that do the quiz probably haven't been, so I don't know. Shame we won't have it this year. There's a lot we're going to miss out on. At least it gives you a chance. You'll just not be able to use this as a holiday. So the winners so far, wow, they do move around a lot, don't they, are now looking like the rogue quizzers. There are several people who still need to hand in their pre-quizzes, and obviously the music round could change everything. The first 4 teams are in tight leads, so let's see. Question 13. Which band had a hit with Cake by the Ocean in 2015? Oh, right, then no. Yeah, well, with 36 questions, it should do. Gary, can you at least say where the where you got the animations from? Then I can just cover any copyright, because if they're from a TV show, then I probably need to say. Merry Hell were very good. But you do need to get Rusty Shackle back when we're allowed a festival again. In fact, if you have Music on the Mar with just Rusty Shackle, that would do. Question 14. In 2016, who came out with the 70s-inspired album Awaken, My Love, and the hit single Redbone? Toothbrush song? Which is their toothbrush song? Now I just can't get the fast food song out of my head. Music on the Mar is not happening normally, Gary, as pretty much nothing is happening normally. But it is normally the weekend, so the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when the schools close. So it was going to be, I believe, was it the 16th to the 19th this year? Something like that. In fact, it will say on the Music on the Mile website, which I made. In fact, if anybody is wanting... Yes, it was 16th to 19th. If anybody is wanting a website making out there, please do let me know. I'm furloughed. I need things to keep me entertained. Question 15. Which fellow Canadian musical did Avril Lavigne marry in 2013? Oh, she obviously doesn't like me very much then, does she, Stu? It's not been... normally July, Gary. It's not been postponed, it's just been cancelled for the time being. Don't know what'll happen, but I'll let you know. Yes, Stu does a momcast, so if you're into that kind of thing... Oh, by the way, just let me put these questions up while I'm talking, so if anybody's missed them, you can catch up on there. Yes, there is a momcast, which I actually need to put on the website. That would be a good idea. I will make a note to do that, actually, to add all the momcasts onto the website, and then you'll be able to find them. I have a feeling that's not going to happen, Gary, but it would be nice if they did. I think even if they were allowed, there wouldn't be enough people wanting to attend, especially given it's generally an aged audience. However, are we all ready to go through the answers? You did not see that. Please submit all your answers now so we can stress Gary out by getting them all at once. Remember to submit your pre-quiz questions. And if you've not submitted any... Well, it looks like you've all submitted all the other rounds except for teams Not So Great Expectations, Vince Cable and Piers Morgan's Face, which haven't submitted anything, so I'm assuming that they're not playing. Yes, then yes, make sure that you submit everything, and then we can get all the answers going up. I will leave it 30 seconds, and then we'll go through the answers. Okay. Let me just check that this is working. Yeah, that seems to be working. Okay, so the first one was... this, by the way, we're going the top row and then the second row, etc., etc., etc. So we have On a Wing and a Prayer, The Middle of Nowhere, Sticking Out Like a Sore Thumb, Wishbone, Pub Grub, I Spy with My Little Eye, Game Face, Prize Plum, Save Your Breath, Holding All the Aces, Free Spirit, Golden Eagle, Worm Your Way Out, Moving Mountains, cured ham, panic stations, cut and run, king's ransom, washboard stomach, gunpowder plot, plaster of Paris, money doesn't grow on trees, hang loose, overdeveloped, state of mind, running behind time, first and foremost, my house is my castle, stop dead in your tracks, as clear as a bell, taking a chance, up top, slow motion, small talk, road to recovery, hit parade, and that's all of those ones. So let me just go back to the beginning. So as we can see, Gary's getting some of the answers in now. That's good. So we have number 1. Which sitting US president was defeated by Jimmy Carter? That was Gerald Ford. In which war did the desert rats fight against the desert fox? World War II. Africa's longest river flows into which sea? The Mediterranean. In 1960, which country became the first to elect a female prime minister? Sri Lanka. What was the final film in the Carry On series? Carry On Columbus. Which soul singer was the title of a hit single in August 2015? Marvin Gaye, and that was by Charlie Puth. How many riders make up an Olympic show jumping team? 4. Which footballer won his 100th England cap in 1959? Billy Wright. Which female singer released the 2012 album Fall to Grace? Paloma Faith. Which royal palace was the start and end point of the London 2012 Olympic cycling time trial? Hampton Court Palace. How many points would the word quizzing, if you were allowed 2 Zs, give you in Scrabble? 26. No, sorry, that was with 1 Z. Ooh, bloody hell. Ooh. I will give you the answer in a second. It would give you 36 with 2 Zs. I'll let you have either because I spelt it wrong to begin with. In fact, to be honest, you can also have 0 because technically it's with 2 Zs, it's not allowed. So 26, 36 or 0. I'm being very nice. Which Italian word for scratch drawing can be found on the walls all over the world? Graffiti. Name 3 particles that make up an atom, point for each: electron, neutron, and a proton. What is the procedure called where an anaesthetic is injected close to the spinal cord? It is called an epidural. What is a female sheep called? A ewe. In what year did Leonardo DiCaprio win his first Oscar? 2016. In what year was Facebook founded? 2004. The Beatles released Abbey Road in 1969. Kylie Minogue left Neighbours in 1988. President Kenny was assassinated in 1963. Margaret Thatcher became Prime Minister in 1979. Harry Potter, the final Harry Potter, so the 7th Harry Potter, came out in 2007. Can you believe it? In what year was the first episode of Eastenders? Was in 1985 even. In what year did Elvis Presley marry Princess whatever? 1967. Anne Boleyn was beheaded in 1536. Well done if anybody got that. If you were alive at the time, then good memory. In what year was the Battle of Hastings? 1066. I hope you all got that one. In what year was the English Civil War begin? 1642. NATO was formed in 1949. And the Battle of Waterloo was 1815. And the first Terminator film was released in 1984. So let's just see where the scores are so far. So far we have some ties, actually. You can see them anyway, so it's fine. What film marks Quentin Tarantino's directorial debut? Reservoir Dogs. Who was the first Disney princess? Snow White. Which actress became Norma Jeane Mortenson? Marilyn Monroe. Which film contains the line, "You can't handle the truth"? A Few Good Men. In Pulp Fiction, what was the name of the fictional TV show that starred Mia Wallace? Fox Force 5. Which two comedians starred in Peep Show? Robert Webb and David Mitchell. Which TV show and film was set on Tracy Island? Of course, it was the Thunderbirds. Ted Rogers starred alongside Dusty Bin in which 1980s game show? 3-2-1. What is the name of the dance troupe led by Ashley Banjo that won Britain's Got Talent in 2009? Diversity. What is the name of the pub in Emmerdale? The Wool Pack. What is the name of the character played by Simon Gregson since 1989 in Coronation Street? Steve MacDonald. Which children's TV show featured George the tortoise and Bonnie the dog? Blue Peter. Who coined the phrase, "Oh, you are awful, but I like you"? Dick Emery. Which TV cooking franchise features John Tarode, or whatever you said it was, and Greg Wallace? My memory, MasterChef. Who was the subject of the 1995 BBC Panorama interview that attracted 22.8 million viewers? Princess Diana. Science and technology. Who invented the World Wide Web? Of course, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. The floppy disk preceded the compact disc. Bronze is an alloy consisting mostly of copper and tin. The moon is 384,400 kilometres away. Which planet in the solar system is closest to the sun? Mercury. Energy in a sound wave can be measured using decibels, or dB. What is a nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas? Which physicist developed E equals mc squared, which is energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared? Albert Einstein. The Earth's atmosphere consists mostly of nitrogen. The Swedish scientist who invented dynamite was Alfred Nobel. And into music, Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines cost them $7.4 million in a lawsuit. Who was the artist they allegedly copied? Marvin Gaye again. Which singer had a hit with thrift shop? Macklemore. Who released an album in 2005 called Rebel Heart? Madonna. Which musical instrument was Stradivari, a maker of? Violin. Which singer had a 2017 hit with Praying? Kesha. Which singer had a hit with Chained to the Rhythm? Katy Perry. Which wind instrument means little in Italian? I thought this would have been flute, but no, it's piccolo. Which rapper released an album called 444? Jay-Z. Which pop star released his first solo single in 2017 called Sign of the Times? Harry Styles. Who had a hit, Somebody That I Used to Know? Goatee featuring Kimbra. Which music festival did the Foo Fighters, Ed Sheeran and Radiohead headline in 2017? Glastonbury. What was the name of the song released by Iggy Azalea and Rita Ora? Black Widow. Which band had a hit with Cake by the Ocean in 2015? DNCE. In 2016, who came out with the 70s-inspired Awaken, My Love in the hit single Redbone? Childish Gambino. Which fellow Canadian musician did Avril Lavigne marry in 2013? Chad Kroeger. So, yes, that is all the answers. Let's see how you've all done. Has Gary got them all in? Nearly. We haven't got the pre-quiz round in for My Cat Is Called a Ninja. I don't know if that's because it's not been marked or whether Gary hasn't put the value in. And we haven't got it for Tracy and Brixie yet either. Gary, can you confirm whether they have been marked or whether you've just forgotten to put them in or whatever? However, it looks like the winner was tied between the Big Fact Hunt and Turnberry Massive, with a close second of Rogue Quizzes. So well done, all of you. If you would like to donate anything, please feel free to use the link I posted above, and it will be donated to Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, which has been voted for by 4 people. Thank you to those who have done. Oh, okay. Sorry, if you've not submitted your pre-quiz round by the time I've given you the answers, then you don't get any marks. Yeah, those are the scores. So well done, everybody. Same time next week, I believe. If you have any rounds you would like to see, let me know. I can't guarantee I'll put them, but I'll have a look. Yeah, enjoy. And if anybody does want some Ethernet home plugs, please let me know, because I can take them off eBay if someone wants to buy them. The round breakdown I will show you when I go into OBS and change like everything. And you can see how well you've done on your rounds. There we are. Oh, now they've all gone a bit weird. They're not in order, but you can see the round breakdown there. I don't know where they came from. They will have come from people who voted for it. Great. If anybody else wants to just say their score, we can add that in just so we can see who did it on paper. But well done. And do feel free to come back next week. Where do you vote when you register for the quiz? When you do the registration form, it asks you. Now, Stu, keep that to your dungeon. Right, okay, I am going to go now. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week at the same time with brand new quiz questions. Au revoir. Time with brand new quiz questions.